Hello, Reeses and Kit Kats. Everybody should have a worksheet that says Wednesday, November 5th. We are going to be continuing doing substitution and solving using order of operations, except today we're going to be doing it with more word problems where we have to find the expression in the word problem and then substitute. So first thing we do, write down your order of operations at the top. Number 1 is parentheses. Number 2 is exponents. Number 3 is multiplication and division. I'm just going to write M/D. And number 4 is addition and subtraction, A/S. All right, once you have that copied down at the top, let's just go over number 1. Just solve that first one using the order of operations. So we have 3 times 4 squared plus 2. The very first thing we have to do is solve in the parentheses, right? We don't have any substitution here, so we just get started solving in the parentheses. So inside of these parentheses, I have exponents and addition. Looking at my order of operations, I have to do exponents before I can do addition. So I'm going to do 4 squared. Right up here, 4 squared equals 4 times 4, which equals 16. So I'm going to substitute for my exponents first, rewrite everything exactly the same. Now, this is where some people were getting tripped up the other day, because if we look at this, 16 plus 2 is addition, but it's still in the parentheses. We have to do everything in these parentheses before we can bother ourselves with anything outside. So I'll rewrite what's in parentheses. So I have 3 times 18. 3 times 18 I'll do on the side here is our final step, which is 4, carry the 2, 5. So the answer is 54. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's get started on a word problem. Number 2. The perimeter of a rectangle can be found using the formula P equals 2L plus 2W. When you're reading this problem and you see an expression or an equation, stop right there and rewrite it because it's probably going to be important. So I'm going to rewrite it. P equals 2L plus 2W. If the width W of a rectangle is 5, stop right there again. It's telling us a value. It's telling us that W equals 5. Width W is 5 and the length L is 10. Stop again. It's telling us L equals 10. What is the perimeter? All right, so what we just did was the hardest part. We took out our equation or our expression in some cases, and we figured out what each of the variables is equal to. So now all we have to do is substitute and solve to figure out what P is. So let's get started. I see that I'm going to rewrite P so we remember that it's P equals, because P is the perimeter. I see that we have multiplication, because when you have a number next to a variable, that means multiply. So when I substitute for my variable, I need to put parentheses where it used to be, and then put 10 in there because L equals 10. We need to make sure we have our parentheses so we remember it's multiplication. Then I would add 2 times W, which is 5, in parentheses. So now I have P equals 2 times 10 plus 2 times 5. I think you guys are really good at this, judging by how well you did yesterday. So I want you to continue doing this on your own. Remember, we got to multiply before we can add. So multiply 2 and 10 and 2 and 5, and then add those products together. The rest of the problems are pretty much exactly the same. The next ones is even easier. You just got to figure out the equation, figure out what the variables are equal to, and then solve. Then you have more plotting coordinates on the back. All right, remember, +5 if you complete this worksheet, but a lunch detention if you don't. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.